Hello, I'm Luke. This is Niall.
I'm Niall.
This is Matthew as well.
Hello.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Matthew. I'm a guitarist. I play metal, I play blues, play all sorts of genres.
He does it all. So we're here essentially doing a little bit of an interview because Matthew has somewhat recently, released a little single. And of course my project's about that, and so is Niall's in terms of like EPs and stuff like that. So I just thought we'd sit down and we'd try and learn what we could. So the first thing I want to ask you about, Matthew, is what made you like sort of have the idea to write the single and to release it?
I wanted
Hold it.
I wanted to release something that was more sort of like acoustic sound, more it was inspired by, I'd say, jazz and blues mainly, because it's very much like finger picking, and the way the chords are like I'll show you. I'm playing more like arpeggiated and stuff, so I'm going like. Whereas usually I would play more sort of like strumming, just average strumming techniques, not like finger pick.
Do you have any question?
So, what was the reason that you wanted to learn more about finger picking and that specific technique?
I just wanted to learn more different styles and just broaden what I know more.
Yeah.
And I was more interested in doing it because I was getting sick of just playing like average stuff. With like a different style.
Another question in relation to my project. How do you go about improvisation? Was there any improvisation in writing this single?
Yeah, there was. So I was messing around with the A major scale, F sharp minor, which is the same, which was different starting points really. But I was focusing more on like just using two fingers, and like I wasn't playing the full chord, I was playing like parts of it. I was focusing on that. So I was messing around, I was going like, that's all nice, and then I was going like, like the major chord inversions, how it's like that kind of shit. I was just messing around with that. That's all it was.
Adding the finger picking in, so that little melodic, like.
It ended up being in 3/4 though.
Oh.
It's like a waltz. It's like.
So that little melodic is like, in a sense, like triads of the chord.
It's a bit like jazz in a way.
But not triads, because it's just the two strings.
Well, I'm starting off playing the D and the B. And then it goes. So I end up hitting all the notes, but it's just in a different order.
Yeah.
You mentioned you were in A major and F sharp minor, which it's relative minor, relative majors and stuff. Does that come into your improvisation a lot?
When you relative majors and minors?
Yeah, like because a lot of the time I'm thinking about I'm in A major and I'll go straight to F sharp minor pentatonic.
See, I like, for songwriting, I like playing around with relative majors and minors, because you can transition and go from, say, A major, you like, say, A, and then, say, B. You repeat that and then go into F sharp. And if you start on that, it's completely changing the fate of the song.
Yeah.
So I end up, it's really like, it's playing around with like modes.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
I've got another question about the finger picking specifically. Would you class yourself as mainly, you're playing solos, you're playing with your picks, typically?
Yeah.
Was it a struggle to sort your fingers out and learn to finger pick?
At first it was, but I just sort of developed it over time, to be honest. Like, it's more inspired by jazz, I would say.
Yeah.
How it's like a lot of like triads, it's like.
over how long of a period from never using your fingers to like now, and all to becoming just comfortable picking up a guitar without a pick? How long has that sort of taken you?
See, I started off using my fingers when I started playing guitar because I didn't have access to those picks, you know. So I ended up like when I first started playing, I was kind of like just like my phone.
Yeah.
And then I think over time, when I don't have a pick, I'll just mess around by using that kind of
Yeah.
shape here.
Okay, so what do you think in aspects of improvisation such as like chord tones, scales, things like that? What is, in your opinion, the most important thing to improve improvisation? What is the key feature of the biggest jump in like from you being able to use the pentatonic without knowing chord tones, without knowing things like
What's the biggest jump?
what's the
the
biggest
most
jump?
important sort of?
What's the most important aspect of improvisation in your opinion?
Understanding what skill you're using, what skills you're using in general, and then articulating what chords you want to use. But
So be very aware of the chords that are playing what
how
you're playing over.
yeah, it's also like knowing what notes to play over them.
Yeah. So like for example,
Because like every famous like guitarist knows what they have an idea of what notes to play over the chords.
Yeah.
Like Eric Clapton.
so for example, you're playing a chord structure and it's F G A minor, and while you're on the G, you would think in your head. So if you were improvising over the top, would you go about it in the sense of, I'm playing over the F now, so I know what notes work best behind an F chord, and then when it moves into the G, do you then switch that and go whatever notes I think work best over
What
G?
I've recently started doing more is mixing modes. Not so obviously you can use the pentatonic for anything really, like in one song. But say if it goes in like G, you could do like I think it's off. I can't remember what mode it is in that show. If you start on J and end on J, you end up in a different mode.
So your advice would be learn all the skills and the styles that certain skills are played in, and learn your chord tones. Be familiar with what
I
you're
would say
playing.
modes are the most important. Actually.
Yeah. Okay. So modes of different
To
scales.
make it sound more interesting.
And
rather than just play like that song.
pay attention to the chords you're playing. Or what do you think?
Do you want to show us the original track so we can hear it?
Yeah. I would love to.
because there's a lot of distinct sections in that.
Yeah.
There's the very clear. It sounds almost happier in the beginning, and then it comes down a lot.
Yeah, I did that for going from, it was A major, and then I went from that to A minor. So it's going from, it's not a relative minor, but it's like a
key change.
yeah, it's still a key change. So. And it fits good, so it's still A.
Yeah.
So
I noticed in this that I noticed the things you were saying with the triads and the I also agree that it's very heavily jazz influenced, I think.
Yeah.
But then in the second half of it, I realised you went from the triads into the
kind of like
full chords.
yeah.
Was the reason behind that to give it like more volume and
Yeah,
have a more-
it was to like emphasise the moment more, and it was like
make it more
to make
melodic?
it sound more varied instead of just playing like the same thing all the way through.
Was there any improvisation in that video? Or was it all written?
That I practiced over and over again, to be fair. So
Yeah,
it
so
was,
all of it's
there was,
written.
yeah, it was all written.
But when writing it, it was
Oh, it was a lot of trial and error.
a lot of trial and error of like improvising different
Yeah.
things to see what worked. So when you're improvising in the studio when writing something like this, is that how you go about it? Is it you sit and try and write a bit, or do you just go over the track a couple of times, improvise, and realise there's certain bits that you like there, and you keep them bits?
Well, I normally, when I'm cutting up the riffs, it's usually from home, and I'll take the riff and like sort of expand it by like going, say if I've got the song that's in 1 key, and I like the riff, I'll try and extend the riff or just work around it, sort of go. So that's the riff. I'll go into the next verse or the chorus and go. Add little bits on every time and just say what works, take bits out. If I think it's too long-winded or it just sounds.
So you work off of like a foundation of a riff and then build on upon that.
It's usually either a riff or a chord progression.
Yeah.
It depends on what I'm playing.
If you were in the studio writing a song, and let's say you had a chord progression set out, is there a difference? Let's say you had two chord progressions. One was quite a soft mellow rock one, another was quite metal power chord sort of thing. How would you approach those differently?
For metal, I would say. I mean, I normally use a lot of bluesy licks for metal because I mean it's the foundation, and I'll try and vary it from going from like slow to fast for some bits, so like make it sound more interesting. So it's not just constant like fast like just thread middle of it through.
Yeah.
So metal's a change in tempo.
I would say so, and I mean,
Would you do the same for blues and like something softer, or would you keep it more quiet? So
say my style is like I play around like a lot with arpeggios. Like so, if it's going C, I'll be like I'll start from like C up here. And go to D. So I'm just playing around
yeah,
the
going with
chords.
the chords.
Yeah. I'm doing most of
Do you want to give us an example of something that you play like clean and then maybe distorted, just to see how that like the different tone changes
like a chord progression.
We'll do a chord progression in the same key for both.
No, so like
Oh, yeah,
your
licks,
lead
licks,
playing,
yeah.
yeah.
Any key.
Yeah, it's pretty okay.
Let's D major. So this would be a more mellow one. That'd be more mellow. And then for rock, I'll just put on a metal tone. Why not? So if it was metal, I mean, if it was slow, I would still sort of like control dynamics, but
Mhm.
like I would say I'd end up playing faster more on metal because it's like more.
I think
it's more energy driven, isn't it?
I think the more distortion something has, the less dynamic control you need to use, really. isn't it?
Yeah. That's a lot of stuff.
So, what in your opinion is the main difference between that, which is what you said while you were doing double stops? You didn't use double stops in the mellow
I
chill.
mean, I like using double stops to like kind of like emphasize one like phrase.
And use it as like the accent of the
Yeah,
phrase.
I mean, a lot of guitarists use it to like start off phrases. I've noticed that. 'Cause it's like very like powerful in a way,
Mhm.
even if it is clean tone. Like a lot of people do. That's just personal preference.
I throw double stops a lot in when I'm solo.
Yeah, I mean, if it was clean, I'd probably score like. Sort of stuff.
Mhm. And when you're improvising, what is going through your head, or is it just the point now when nothing's going through it? It's just coming out here.
I mean, at the start, I think of what chords are being played.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you get into the groove, if you've run over the same chord progression a lot of times, you're not really thinking about the chords anymore. You're just flowing.
Mhm.
You just get into like a state of flow, and you just start going like.
One final question from me. When coming in to improvise, and obviously all the knowledge that you have to be able to, whether that knowledge be expressed in like actual conscious thought or just like unconscious, subconscious playing without thinking. Do you believe in the concept of feel with guitar?
Yeah.
And like the difference between having a technical knowledge and then having like the feel? Because a big aspect of my project is you can know, like, we'll take the pentatonic scale for context. You can have the pentatonic scale, and if you know how to play it, and if you know the notes to use,
Yeah.
do you see the difference between that and then that with feel?
Oh yeah,
And
definitely dynamics.
The dynamic control of it, like while improvisation is
100%. Yeah, dynamics is so important.
specifically, I have to think about when I'm improvising at the minute. I need to remember to have dynamic control,
Yeah.
and it's not something I had before, and it sounded empty and
Yeah, if you just play like a static sort of like up and down the scale sort of thing, it just doesn't sound great, does it?
So, in your opinion, how important on a scale of 1 to 10, we'll say, is phrasing and dynamics when it comes to improvisation?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay.
Thank you, Matthew. You've been a great interviewee. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Been a great guest.
Okay.
I hope you have all your future. I'll play us out, Matthew.
You can actually fade it out with that as well.